Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 702.
The Sexist Podcast on the Network.
Oh, I thought we were going to be the 702ist.
Oh.
More seductive than sex.
Also accurate.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Here we are on a lovely Thursday. Still cold and sucks outside.
Yeah. It's weird because for the last few days, they've been like, oh, we got this big warm-up coming. And then, like, today on the news, it was a little more like, it's going to warm up, but not as much as we thought.
Dude, no rain, I'll take it. Give me a weekend of no rain, for the love of God.
No, that's not possible, my friend. Not in this area.
Dude, sometimes it feels like it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you like sunshine? Cool, you're at work.
Yeah.
I hope you like gray, cold, and rain for your 2 days of freedom.
And who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
That's always the best.
Where are we, in Seattle?
Yeah.
What is this? Chestershire or someplace in London? I don't know. That's probably a place.
Worcester? Worcestershire?
Dude, love their sauce.
Delicious, yeah.
Yeah. Put it
Worcester.
It's like Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything.
Oh, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I made steaks for us a couple nights ago.
Hell yeah.
And I did the, like I usually do, like, peppers, onions, mushrooms, little saute action.
Yeah, of course.
I had a little bit of spinach I needed to kill off, so I threw that on top of it, wilted that down. Fantastic. When the steaks were done, took them off to rest, took all that stuff, threw it in the cast iron,
Yeah.
Let me, and just put a little stock in there, kind of a little deglaze, but not really, but just enough so that all that good steaky flavor would be in the veg.
Did you scrape off the fond?
Of course I did. Of course I did.
Thank God.
What am I, a savage?
Thank God.
I licked it right off the pan.
As it's hot.
Oh, of course.
Of course, as is tradition.
Dude, after you and I had that one pizza, my tongue has no feeling anyway.
Yeah, that's when you that became your villain arc right there.
Right.
Yeah.
You would have thought it was from all the years of pizza rolls, but no, it was that one pizza at
Village Idiot.
Village Idiot, thank you. I was like, durr.
Is it? Yeah, Village Idiot. My brain was thinking of Village Inn, and I'm like, that is not right.
That's where I had the brain hiccup. Was I couldn't remember which of the two
it was.
I thought it was
the Village Idiot. Yes.
Yeah. Because now after thinking about it, I can picture their signage.
Was there last summer? Good stuff.
Yeah. So I bought a 3-pack of steaks at Aldi, and there was one itty bitty steak left. So I chopped that up with some. From Aldi. I grabbed some. They had cauliflower rice, but it was like stir fry, so it had like peas and carrots and whatever.
Right.
So I cooked some of that up real quick, threw that, and then the rest of the vegetables that I had from the steaks, and kind of turned. And I'm like, I need a little bit of a sauce, but I don't really feel like making a sauce.
Pan sauce, obviously.
So I was like, well, I had already cooked the steaks, so I already used that goodness in the vegetables. But so I was like, oh, if I just hit it with a little soy sauce or Worcestershire,
Hershey Special Dark.
Or Hershey Special Dark. Because that's the secret everyone doesn't know out there, to really make your steak sing.
Exactly. It's
like
like
I just hit it.
A1 ketchup Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm picturing the Sunny Delight
Sunny
commercial.
D, exactly.
Yeah, you're in the fridge, steak sauce, ketchup.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, Hershey Special Dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Should I thought you were opening one for you off camera. I'm like, what are you doing? That's not how we produce this show. That goes against our core values.
Yeah. No, I was my mom was having issues with an ice cube tray, so I was popping the ice out of the tray for her, and then of course one had to jump for its life, onto the floor, and just a whole shit.
Apparently that's how you de-wrinkle a carpet. You should have just left it.
Yeah, I should have. You're right. But,
so how I was talking about pizza ramen on our last our regular episode or Patreon, I don't know.
Yeah.
Never got a chance to make it. I used all the pepperoni making pizza. It's sad.
Makes sense, though.
But get this. the weird food talks you and I have here, they travel with me in everyday life.
Yeah.
Right. So my friend at work was talking about how he wants to make sloppy joes with like decased hot Italian sausage.
Okay.
Right. And I'm like, bro, you throw some little bit of marinara in there for your sloppy joe sauce.
Right.
Top that shit with some mozz. Serve it on garlic bread.
Yep.
Come on.
I like this idea. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Brian, Sloppy Joe food truck, let's go.
We're throwing the pizza roll truck right out the window.
Oh, we could, you and I, as cartoons on the truck, we call it the Sloppy Bros. Come on, this shit writes itself.
Yeah, you're not.
God
I like
damn it. Why am I so brilliant in my basement, but not in everyday life?
Right.
Shit.
Good question. Good question.
Yeah.
Sloppy Bros also sounds like a really awful porn channel.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, is it like a wobbly H or is this real gay? Which one is this?
Yeah. It's a little of both. That's all right.
Yeah, come see, come saw, right?
Yeah. You're in the heat of the moment. A finger slips in somewhere. You're like, whoops a daisy.
Yeah, whoops a daisy. You know? Suddenly you're a fucking Muppet.
Don't ask me how the hell you're slipping a finger into somebody on the other side of a wobbly H, because that's some real
wingspan.
Yeah, you got to have long arms, or somebody's got to be really flexible.
Yes.
Or somehow you just go through the mouth. I don't know.
Oh boy, that seems Mortal Kombat-y.
Yeah, well, I mean the shortest path, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's probably the path of most resistance.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
Honestly.
There's a lot of things in the way.
There's a lot of stuff.
You're right. Going over or under would probably be easier.
Yeah, despite the logistics of it. But
it might not be that difficult if the person in the middle of the wobbly H is a little person.
Oh.
Then it makes the math a lot easier.
Would that be a lowercase wobbly H?
No, I mean, it's still going to look like an uppercase. But
is it?
And now, if you had a regular sized person and two little people,
now
then
we're talking.
I feel like you'd have more like a lowercase H.
All right, I'm about ready to make a sex alphabet book. It's probably been done.
I can't tell if that's offensive or not. I feel like it is offensive.
You know, what are you going to do?
Well, because you'd be using a lot of really short or little people for the lowercase stuff.
Hey, man, they signed up for it. I can't help it.
All right.
Art's art, bro.
Yeah, it's fair. It is. Oh, man.
Yeah.
My sinuses are a freaking mess with this weather, man.
Have you tried removing them?
No.
Maybe I should. I'm just saying.
Maybe I should.
Squeaky wheel gets the kitchen knife or whatever.
Right. I think that's how it goes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that before.
Yeah. I realized that while I was doing, been using my neti pot all through being sick and everything, that I've just been using tap water, and it hit me because, there was was it a year or so ago? I think we talked about it on here even, to where they actually are like scientists and doctors were like, yeah, there's actually a brain eating bacteria out there. There's amoebas that can exist. Yeah, you might not want to use tap water when you're squirting water up into your brain, basically.
So go out there to the stream, get a bucket.
Yep.
Nothing like good old clean stream water.
Yeah. Right. So I was like, oh, and the funny part is I've got a jug of distilled water in the bathroom so that I can use it for that, and just totally forgot about it all this time. So what sucks though is when you use tap water, you can regulate the temperature on it, so you're not because I don't know if you've ever used one of those, but if you
tried, it was a horrible experience.
Yeah. If you use too hot of water or too cold of water, it's really weird. Because you can feel it behind your eye,
Well, there's one fatal flaw here, Brian. Is they should have used some sort of cream soup. Smooth, supple.
You're right. Why didn't I think of using cream of cheddar?
Yes.
Dang it.
Of course.
Campbell's always advertising for that in their commercials.
Now,
all the things you can use their soup for.
When you neti pot, do you get that fucking death stare that the lady from the commercial gets?
No, no.
Everyone knows what I'm talking
Also,
about, right?
I'm not really looking at myself in that moment. I'm more worried about the, what's going on.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a pro. I set all my stuff up ahead of time, so that I got like the toilet paper or tissues ready to blow my nose afterwards and everything. And,
I don't know why. I seem to remember this lady's face was way more horrifying. I might have been in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I never realized how much this thing looks like a genie's lamp. Does it?
Yeah, the original ones are. Yeah, basically.
Does it make wishes?
It does. The wish is that you
I
have
can
less
breathe.
clogged sinuses. Yeah, that's the only wish you're allowed to wish for. It's kind of a very narrow. It's like, listen, before we get too far here, there's only one. You get one wish, and I'm going to tell you what it is.
Man, you imagine being the genie that lives in that lamp? People just ramming up their nose all the time. Like, God damn it! Now I got to fly through their dumbass sinuses and clear it out.
Yeah. I mean, that is how it works. It's really. I don't know what the water is for. Yeah.
Yeah, it's clearly magic.
Yeah, I guess to make sure he doesn't get stuck or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he likes to stay hydrated, like smooth, supple skin.
Right. That's why I'll have to remember to use cream of broccoli or something next time. To
broccoli might be a little chunky. Might confuse it with stuff.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, I better stick to the cheddar.
Yeah, for sure. Or just full 180 and just do Campbell's chunky, like sirloin steak
like
dinner or something. You're probably gonna need like a tamper or something to get some chunks through, but
yeah,
it'll clean you right out.
I'm sure it probably would. All right. Well, there's the new TikTok trend is using like vegetable broth to like burrow out your sinuses.
I mean, some idiot's gonna hear this and be like, you know what? That's a brilliant idea. Chicken soup heals everything.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. I'll tell you what, like
suddenly RFK's talking about it.
Probably.
Yeah.
You use a sodium mix, you dilute it in the water and everything.
What?
And
you just don't put table salt up there?
No. You can. Yeah. Right. Yeah, just snorting lines of it. Oh God, that would burn so bad.
Oh God, I didn't realize it's a coarse kosher.
That's what's so weird is because like, if you don't kind of shake it up, the salt can all kind of like just go to the bottom basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you're using the thing, like I use one that's like a squeeze bottle instead. And basically you if you're not careful, you'll get like a concentrated amount of that stuff and it burns the back of your eye really bad if you don't seem to let it dissolve for a second before you start using it. So it's fun.
I'm not convinced that you have a 1997 green and orange Gatorade squeeze bottle with like a 36-degree angle straw and just it just on Sharpie just says neti pot.
Damn it. Sorry, it broke up all through what you were saying, other than I heard your description of the Gatorade bottle.
That's your neti pot, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Damn it. Well, the YouTube people, they'll love it because it was crystal clear on my end.
Right, yeah. But you're right, yeah. One of those bottles with the angled straw, you just stick it right up your nose. Yeah.
Like you shoot Gatorade through exactly it. Like you put it through their face mask in an NFL game. What if they mixed it up? Oh, what is this? Oh shit, that's my neti bottle.
Yeah. Meanwhile, some guy's in the bathroom trying to rinse his sinuses with Mountain Blue or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Whatever purple squenchers is on hand.
Oh no, he doesn't even get Gatorade.
Hell no.
Oh, dang.
This isn't the NFL, son.
Those bastards are using a Gatorade bottle and just putting squenchers in it.
Oh yeah,
that ain't cool. That ain't cool.
If you look, Gatorade's not spelled right. They bought a case of them off of Temu.
Yeah. Like son of a bitch. I should have looked at that sooner. Like that episode of The Simpsons where Bart's talking about his bone strength, and he's like, "But I always drink my milk."
Yes. It's like Gatorade with an like RAID. What is this shit?
oddly enough, it also kills bugs.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Like, huh,
Gatorade.
like, man, this shit's tangy.
Why can't I see?
Exactly.
Coach, get back in there. Slap them on the ass.
Exactly.
Send them on their way, Get in there, man.
Get in there, son.
Get in there. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, how's your week been, Brian?
Oh, not too bad. Went and got my oh no, I talked about that last time. I was gonna talk about the eye doctor. I forgot that was last week.
Dude.
I went to the dentist this week.
Oh,
so,
did your glasses get teeth, or your teeth get glasses?
Yes. My glasses now have teeth.
That's fucking weird.
Terrifying.
The dude from the Sandman with the mouse eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Mouse eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, went in. They did the. It was time for the X-rays, and and I gotta go back next time for cleaning, and then, filling or two. I think 2 fillings. So, because she actually said on one of my front teeth towards the bottom, it's kind of getting thin, so she's gonna put a little something on there to help protect it.
Hell yeah, little.
Hopefully it's gold.
Little Kevlar vest.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cute. Yeah, adorable.
Like, do you want the white enamel, gold, silver, or tactical?
Oh, tactical, obviously.
Fucking tactical, clearly.
Has a little knife in it I can pull out.
Yeah,
and
fuck
use.
yeah.
Awesome.
You know it.
You never expected that, did you?
Yeah. Oh my God, tooth knife.
Yep. Pull it out. It looks like Sephiroth's sword. What the hell?
Well,
how does that even?
Damn.
How does that even work?
It's just one of those 3D printed swords that are like a lightsaber.
Basically.
Yes.
A lightsaber. Yeah.
Cherry.
Lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah. Delicious.
While I was sick, I was looking for Lifesavers because I was like, this is like the time I want Lifesavers.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I'm in Target and looking. The only ones I could find was they have the old Peppo mint or Winter mint or whatever type ones.
Smoker's Friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they also had what did I end up buying? They're orange mint ones, and they're the individually wrapped ones, which always make me feel so guilty.
Yeah, take that,
such
Earth.
A waste. Yeah. But so I bought those, but it was like I was looking online, and it looks like Lifesavers are not really sold during the rest of the year. It looks like at Christmas you can buy those like books, where it looks like a book basically, and it's got a few rolls of Lifesavers. But I cannot find them. I've looked in a variety of stores, and they're not around. Remember they have gummies, And remember how they used to have like these kind of Lifesavers where they were individually wrapped?
Yeah.
They had bags of those. I couldn't even find those.
What?
Maybe online you can find them, but I can't find them in stores.
I mean, do we need to have like a GoFundMe for Big Lifesaver?
I know, right? That's
well,
what
they do have the. I'm not putting my God damn it! Fucking big lightsaber.
Just put your social security in there and get it over with.
Yeah, no shit, right? Are you ready
card.
to up the wow? No, I'm not.
I think you are.
Reject all cookies. Fuck you, Lifesavers.
Oh, damn it. Well, they don't make cookies anyways. It's fine. Lifesaver cookies don't sound great.
No, they don't. So up the wow. That's our current campaign. Gummies, hard candies, and mints. That's good. We're going hard candies. We're seeing more.
All right. The mints are what I have. I mean, for the record, the orange ones, there's not a lot of mint to them, and they're very subtle. They're not bad.
Oh, man, they are getting into the old person market here with the sharing size of butter rum flavored Lifesavers.
Dude, I love those things.
I don't know if I've ever had a butter rum, but it sounds like I might fuck one up.
It was basically like a butterscotch is what it kind of reminds you of.
All right, bro. You can buy a bag of these off of the hard cherry ones or hard candy wild cherries off their website.
Okay, see, that's the one I wanted, actually, because that reminds you of basically Luden's cough drops.
Fuck, yes, it does.
And that's what I used to do, was when I would get a real bad sore throat, I'd just buy a roll of just the cherry ones, because my two favorite, like, I love the cherry ones, and the butter rum ones. If I could find those, I would buy those. The only time I ever really saw those was in those books I was talking about that you can buy for people for like Christmas.
Right.
They'd always have in the bottom, they'd have a bunch of regular rolls. I think there'd be like 2 or 3 regular rolls, one of just cherry, and then like one on each side of butter rum, basically. And the butter rum ones I'd always eat first because I really
they must be goddamn delicious. I don't know if I've ever had them.
Oh, that's a shame.
I feel like I'm missing out. All right,
and unfortunately, we're so far away from Christmas.
Yeah, right.
You know, otherwise I'd be like, oh, I'll just grab some at Christmas. I'll never remember by Christmas.
I am very upset at this website, though.
All right.
No merch. How does a Lifesavers not have merch?
Really? There's no merch for them, huh?
Not on this website.
Dude, you'd think they'd have like socks that look like a roll of, you know, that like when you unwrap the roll of Lifesavers or something like that.
Or a shirt that's like all red with like the Lifesaver font arced across it.
Yeah, something.
Or name a fruit color. I don't know. Doesn't have to be red, I guess.
Right. Boysenberry.
Fucking condoms that look like giant Lifesavers.
That would be amazing. Because honestly, it's kind of a twofer on the Lifesaver.
And they're like Mr. Sketches. They smell like them. They got like Lifesaver lube.
Right there you go. That's the move. I was gonna say, God, those condoms would reek afterwards, but
yeah, you know, a little fish and cherry, whatever. Captain's Feast or whatever.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they're doing themselves a massive disservice.
It is really surprising they don't have something.
Right?
You know, even if it's just like you said, even if it was just a generic T-shirt that just said Lifesavers on it.
A fucking Frisbee disc golf shit?
Yeah. Be sad, my friend.
Bracelets that look like giant Lifesavers?
All right, you got to settle down.
Roller skates and the wheels are Lifesavers? Actual ones? Right. Candy ones?
You know what? According to Kroger's website, they have in stock Lifesavers candies in the bag. I just must have missed them.
Weird.
Yeah, purchase in store right there. So they're the individually wrapped ones, you know, so you can say fuck you to the environment, just like we all want to.
Take that, Earth.
Yeah.
Take that, Earth.
Anyway, yeah. So I don't even remember how the hell we got on Lifesavers.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Where were we? Who knows?
I don't know. What year is it?
I talked about going to the dentist. I mean, they're terrible for your teeth, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know? My dentist, like, it was a new dentist. As soon as she looks in my mouth, she goes, do you grind your teeth? And I'm like, probably. I'm like, I wake up a lot and my jaws hurt. So I'm sure I grit my, I clench my jaw a lot.
Like, do you grind your teeth? Probably. She already knew the answer.
She already knew.
That's what I hate.
Like when they're like, it's like when they're like, how often do you floss? It's like, stop it. We both know I don't floss enough. Let's go. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I try, but
exactly.
I know I need to do it more. I try real hard, and I use my water pick, but
damn right.
But yeah, when she asked that, and then she was like, well, I've actually forgot. I wanted to ask him because she was talking about like they can do a custom mouth guard, but I don't know if my insurance will cover it. My guess is no, because it's not a necessity.
You should make it look like the front of like an A10 warthog, like that angry mouth.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Or a roll of Lifesavers.
Or a roll of Lifesavers for boxers as mouth guards.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
God damn it. Big Lifesaver. What are you doing with your Lifesavers?
Savers, yeah. I actually forgot to ask about that because I wanted to see if my insurance would pay for it. Because if they will, then I'll give it a try.
Yeah, why
Although
not?
I'm not
right?
sure if I can sleep with something in my mouth like that. Because obviously
it would be weird.
Because I've not done that for so long that it feels like it.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe I could get used to it. I mean, it'd be great to not subtly destroy my teeth over time like that.
True. We can get you some of those like titanium implants like military dogs have.
Ooh. Oh, I was thinking like what's his nuts from the Bond movie.
Oh, Jaws?
Jaws.
Yes, quite.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude bit an elevator cable in half.
I'm saying, right? How
Crazy.
I mean, I feel like you can not worry about an apple if you can bite an elevator cable in half.
Do you think like it's about 7 o'clock at night and he like walks in the door and he's got an awkwardly tall wife and he's like, oh God, my jaw hurts today. That's his gimmick. He just bites shit.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you would think so. You know, you're biting things all the time. You think you know, it's like, hey, I want you to, you know, like people are just having you bite things for no reason, basically. You're like, hey, I left my knife, or they didn't give me a knife. Can you bite my sandwich in half real quick, you know, or something?
He's just like, yeah,
give it here.
yeah. No one asked what Jaws wanted to do.
No. They just stuck those teeth in his face, and that was it.
Yep, that was it. And then suddenly he's just got to go bite shit for the boss.
Yeah, everything too. It's why I said, like, hey, I don't have a pair of scissors handy. Can you, you know, bite these papers in half? It's like, can't you just rip them on the side of the desk? Like, it leaves like the frayed edge.
Yeah, right.
Your teeth cut clean through.
Hey, Rex over here just took a massive shit, and I'm out of bags. You want to do me a solid?
Like, all right, this is where I draw the line.
So I had
My therapist says I gotta quit.
Exactly. I had a shocking, not shocking. I had a revelation over the weekend.
All right.
So you know, I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter, making costumes in it, having a time.
True. Yeah.
And I was like, man, I always love doing this in games. You know, like when we were playing Saints Row, we had like Uncle Buck, and I think then we do Jane Silent Bob. I don't know.
Yeah.
We made all kinds of goofy shit. Yeah.
Right.
And it hit me that I find great pleasure in doing that in games.
Yes.
It all stems from No Mercy.
It does. They unlocked that in us to where it was like, hey, you can make anything you want, basically.
Yeah, if you can look at the costumes and mix and match and color them up the way you want to, have at it.
Right.
Yeah,
and obviously some of it was on purpose.
Well,
where
of
they
course.
Would put, like when they didn't have the Road Warriors in the game, but they would conveniently have shoulder pads and face paint in the game.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's
or they would have sex gear, and you're like, well, I'm either making Judas Priest or I'm making Demolition here.
Or yes.
You know? Yeah, or both.
Judas Demolition.
Demolition Priest is more like
Demolition Priest is way better.
That's a good wrestling name,
dude.
too.
That just sounds like a sick ass character.
I mean, there's a guy wrestling right now named Damian Priest, but man, Demolition Priest. And he used to go by he had one of the dumbest names. It was I think it was Punishment Martinez was his name at one point.
That's the worst.
It's really terrible. Yeah. And this isn't even the 80s. I mean, this is just a
Martinez.
Yeah. When I first saw him, I think on Ring of Honor, I think that's what he was going by. And I was like, why would you call yourself Punishment? Why wouldn't you because you can't call yourself the Punisher.
Well, yeah.
Otherwise, lawsuit.
Of course, yeah.
But there's got to be some other thing. Just have the nickname of Punishment or something along those lines, like it was bad. Yeah.
Wow.
Damian Priest, much better name.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but Demolition Priest, for sure the right name.
Oh my God. Like I was picturing something like Agent 47 from Hitman, but for the like church.
Oh, Jesus.
The Demolition Priest.
Oh man, yeah, he's the guy that when they just got to really fuck shit up, and then but they also need to keep it holy.
Yeah, exactly, right.
When you got to really fuck up some demons, Demolition Priest is the man.
Oh man, if they call in Demolition Priest, it's fucking over.
Yeah, clear everything that's of value out because it will get destroyed.
He will baptize you in lead.
Oh God. Oh, that's such a like C movie tagline.
Oh my God, big time.
I don't even want to insult B movies by saying a B movie. that's lower than that.
I mean, let's be honest. If you're on Amazon Prime, and you see Demolition Priest tagline, he will baptize you in lead. I'm watching this movie.
I can't add that to my queue or watch it fast enough.
Exactly. Yeah. I am popping popcorn so aggressively.
Right. Yeah. I just picture you're scrolling it like a funeral or something like that, and you're like, I gotta go.
What?
But you're a pallbearer, and this is your uncle. I have somebody else will figure it out. I gotta go.
You just reach over and tap somebody. You're in.
Yeah. Oh man,
I'm in a wheelchair. Whatever wheels.
Yeah.
Get under there.
Yeah, that tells me your arms are strong.
Exactly.
Jeez, poor wheels getting a hot tag and didn't even expect it.
Yeah, dude. If I looked at my phone and it was like Amazon Prime recommends Demolition Priest,
Yeah.
bro, full handbrake churn. I don't care where I'm going.
I don't know. Are you wheels in this scenario?
Yeah, I might be after my crazy traffic maneuvers I'll pull.
Yeah.
Just
like
to
it.
try to see Demolition Priest.
Yep. You just stand up in the middle of the funeral. Gotta poop. And you just run out.
Exactly.
They're like, nobody questions it.
Then two other guys look at their phone. Me too.
Yeah. Because you've just texted them.
Yeah, exactly. So just the movie poster.
Yeah. Yeah. Bros, I'm in the parking lot. I got my iPad. Let's watch it.
Oh shit. But yeah, all that good times, which I don't even know if there's anything that looks priest-like, but I might have to try to make Demolition Priest.
Now again, if we had, I mean, I do have WWE 2K25, so I mean, and I'm sure it has a deep creative thing in it. So, I mean, I guess I could pull that up and try to create a Demolition Priest also. But
Oh, you know what? I actually think there's a perfect armor set to make a Demolition Priest.
like it.
Okay.
Now, see, it also seems more appropriate for that game because
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like there could be a Demolition Priest roaming around,
Yeah, this is
emulsifying animals.
Emulsifying animals.
Yeah.
Hey Siri, remind me Saturday morning to make Demolition Priest and Monster Hunter.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Tony.
Exactly right. I hope it did it.
It's like I am the Demolition Priest. Uh-oh.
Like Demolition Priest mode unlocked.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Dude, and you tell me about it, and I'm like, dude, didn't you see that thing on the news the other night? They were like, absolutely do not mention it.
Yeah, no, I mean, we spent so much time and made so many characters in all those old ass wrestling games.
Yeah.
That has to be where this comes from, because I can't think of any other game before then that had that like rich of a creative character.
Yeah.
And
I mean, even in games where you can just dress your character a little bit, like when I'm in GTA, I still put together an outfit. I went through and made because I realized the one time they had a shirt that's like a middle finger made out of bones on it. So I put my dude in that and like jean shorts and black boots and made Stone Cold basically.
Oh hell
so
yeah!
I was stomping around as Stone Cold for a little while, So it's like I even do it in that game, even though like right now my guy's in these like breezy, like summery looking button down and shorts, and then I got like flip flops with socks on and a nice hat,
Oh my!
So it look like I'm enjoying the summertime or I'm on vacation.
I'm pretty sure my avatar in GTA has like a big like fur coat looking thing.
Yeah.
And like a bucket hat and these dopey ass glasses.
That's what I do from time to time. I mean, I made my dude look super greasy at one point, and like I said, I just kind of
it's fun.
Fuck around with it. Yeah. I usually don't leave one look for too long, and then I'm like, all right, it's time for something else.
Yeah. Dude, so in Monster Hunter, you have the layered armors that you can have the best armor in the game on, and you can change the way they look. So
okay,
my life's a fucking buffet.
Right.
But I can save all these looks I'm making.
Yeah.
I can save up to 143 of them.
Wow. That's a lot.
143 slots of cosmetics you can save.
I figured, like most games will give you like, 5 or something like that.
I've realized, especially when you see other players running by that have been playing these games forever.
Yeah.
It's all about the drip in that game.
Right. It must be.
Yeah.
140 whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Wild.
Jeez. Wow.
I even found a subreddit called Fashion Hunters.
Wow. All right.
Yes.
Jeez. Well, you did describe it as what, like killing monsters and making pants, I believe it was.
Yeah,
so.
last night we hunted these they're basically like giant chickens, and we killed it 4 times to get the parts we needed and to make a hat.
For a delicious 10-piece?
Yeah, no shit.
All right.
But all the hat is just a bird that sits on your head, but it was like a limited cosmetics. We're like, well, we have to get it.
They had that. Didn't they have a chicken hat in like the last GTA?
Probably.
There was, or was it? Maybe it was Fable. There was some game that had like a chicken hat.
Fable makes sense because of the eating the chicks and stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember some game having a like it just looked like a chicken sitting on your head.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's just like your character, and then there's just this big blue bird or whatever color you make it sitting on top of your head.
Right. Should be yellow if it's going to be a big bird.
I think there's feather armor. Big bird, it might be an option. So all these ideas, Brian.
I like it. Well, and it's kind of cool too, because what it ends up reminding you of, like your Moon Knight and stuff, it reminds you of like when you see some of these video games that have come out and they create like the character, but they've stylized their armor for the game, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You know, like that. Oh, what was that called? Shoot, I forgot. It was a Marvel game. It was like in their games universe. I can't remember what it was called though. But the characters all had like, they're familiar characters, but their costumes are all like reimagined basically. So yeah, and there's some neat stuff in there. Or like just the Spider-Man game where there's like 150 different costumes.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I have seen some people make Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they have. Yeah. Spider-Man.
Like someone made Spider-Punk because you can have a mohawk.
Oh, nice.
You know?
Nice. Yeah. Has anyone made Batman?
I'm sure. Oh yes. Yeah. It looked like Ben Stiller Batman because it was all armored up and shit.
Ben Stiller Batman?
Ben Affleck. My bad. Yeah, it kind of looked Dark Knight Returns-y.
Although I'm really laughing at the concept of thinking of Ben Stiller in the Bat costume.
I mean, he'd probably be a terrible Batman, but a good Bruce Wayne.
I just love the idea of him playing Bruce Wayne or Batman. That'd be great.
That would be.
Right. I'm gonna have to start on my script tonight.
Yep. It's could we just call it Meet the Waynes?
Yes. Not to be confused with my other show, Meet the Wayans.
Oh,
which is like Keenan Ivory Wayans and his brothers.
Oh, yeah. I thought this is like people weighing in to fight or something.
Oh, I mean, I guess you could do that too.
Also, that isn't English great.
Yeah. Also that. Yeah. Like, all right, what I'm going to pitch to you is called Meet the Wayans. Now I'm going to present. It's like when a chef does a tasting thing and it's like 3 different ways, you know? Now I'm going to present this to you 3 different ways. Like, all right. The first is
the Wayans brothers.
Right. Liking it. Okay. What else you got? You know, MMA fighters at their weigh-ins. Okay. Decent. There could be some drama. All right. You know?
Yeah.
And then Ben Stiller as Bruce Wayne. Like what?
What? Just go with it.
Just go with it. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, it's we started watching the Devil May Cry anime too.
Oh yeah. I added that, but I've not.
Pretty good so far.
Yet.
First episode, pretty good.
All right. Yeah, because I finished Dark Side of the Cage.
Nice.
Man, the last episode on that was the about War Machine. You remember how he beat the fuck out of Christy Mack? We talked about it on the podcast.
Oh yes, okay.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, and just basically.
Sorry, I was thinking when you said Dark Side, I was thinking Dark Side of Ring, and I'm like, who the fuck was War Machine?
Yeah,
MMA.
No, sorry, Dark Side of the Cage.
Yeah. MMA. Right.
Most of the episodes, the stuff I watched, I kind of knew already. There were a few where I didn't, but I did not realize that Ronda Rousey was dealing with really bad concussion symptoms by the time she got to by WWE, but by the time she got to UFC,
she'd already concussed.
From all her years of judo.
Oh, I mean that makes sense.
Because her mom used to make her go to events and go from like one weight class to the next, and she was just getting thrown and thrown and thrown. So between that and
parents that do that shit, man.
Yeah, she said that was part. part of the reason that she tried to develop her system, which was grab somebody, throw them, put them in an armbar.
Yeah.
Because then they wouldn't hit her, because she was really susceptible to getting knocked out, as we found out with Holly Holm, where when she kicked her, she knocked her the fuck out.
Yes.
You know? And then in her next fight, she fought, what was it? Nunez, I think it was. And Amanda Nunez, I believe, just beat the shit out of her until she basically knocked her out too. And, you know, and that was basically the end of her career, because you realize she's got no chin, because anything that hits her concusses her, basically.
She was still in the Untouchables, though. Huh.
Yeah. I mean,
not the Untouchables.
No, the movie with Stallone and those in it. The Expendables.
Expendables. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But so you know, and then she went to WWE for a little while, and you know, that did okay, but it was a weird thing that by the time she was done with WWE, the crowd was done with her also. Like, people were just
honestly
done with
a name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what she's doing now.
Hopefully just staying at home and reading or something.
Yeah, seriously, because they showed a couple like post WWE interviews that she gave, and she was talking about, you know, her issues with you know, tingling in different parts of her body from the concussion syndromes and different stuff. And I was like, oh God, I was like, yeah, you need to get as far away from contact sports as possible.
Maybe she should like just relax in her mansion by judo throwing her mom around all day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It sounds like they talked about that, how like when she made the Olympics, the first time she just made the team but didn't medal. The second time she got a bronze, and her mom was basically like, yeah, who cares?
Yeah,
it wasn't gold.
First loser,
you know?
or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're third best judo person in the world, but who cares?
Yeah,
you know?
What a bitch.
And then her mom just cues up Number One by Nelly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh.
Man, fucking Mrs. Rousey probably makes a mean apple pie, but sounds like a real bitch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, her mom had that saying that Rhonda used, which was, you know, don't be a do-nothing bitch. And, you know, her mom sounds like she was a real piece of work as far as, like, relentless. Because her mom was like a world-class, I don't know the term for it, but a judo master artist. I don't know what the hell they're called.
Person chucker?
Yeah. You know, so her mom was like world-class at that, too. So she, you know, expected her to rise to that level. I was like, Jesus, you know,
you have my DNA, you must go.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I mean, yeah, she's made a huge career out of it.
Yeah,
you know,
but on the second, she's got fucking butterscotch pudding upstairs.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
What is that? A snack pack or Rhonda's brain on her ear?
Yeah. I mean, the Nick Diaz one was really interesting because it's Nick Diaz, and that dude's, you know,
crazy.
That guy's crazy, but also still, it's like, I don't know if you remember watching his fights. It was like he was a guy you just couldn't put away.
Yeah.
Like guys would, I mean, he would look like a mess at the end of his fights, but he'd still win.
You get the shit kicked out of it. It's some sort of weird endurance.
Yeah, he just kept coming, and it was like, God, dude, how do you have this in you? But you know,
is it in you?
What was really weird about watching the Nick Diaz one is they barely mentioned his brother, and his brother also, Nate, was a pretty successful UFC fighter
for sure,
but they barely mentioned him, you know, because I mean, there was a lot with Nick, you know, his various suspensions and not wanting to show up for press conferences, like when the first time he fought.
Excuse me.
Oh shoot, I forgot who it was. It was like a big fight of his, and he just didn't show up for the press conference. So Dana White took, I think it was against GSP, and then Dana took him out of the fight because he didn't show up for the press conference. And you know, he's just like, I don't fucking care. I just want to fight. And
let's go.
They're going through all the behind the scenes with the guys and stuff that trained him, and they're like, he didn't really like fighting. Like he didn't want to fight. He just was like, what the fuck else am I going to do with my life? Because this is what I'm good at.
Yeah, what am I going to do? Learn HVAC?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
and that was kind of it, you know? And I was like, yeah, there's that, man. Because they talked about a few times he talked about how, I forgot what it was. Oh, this, I think there was this guy that, I don't, yeah, I can't remember. There was something the guy did and it pissed him off. And he goes, yeah, he goes, that made it so much easier. He's like, if you give me a reason to not like you, it's so much easier for me to punch you in the face.
I mean,
And
that's fair.
right.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Which kind of shows is like he didn't really want to fight, but again, it's like he was really good at it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the guy, it's weird that like when you see him, you can like his face still shows, you know, scars basically from all the times it was opened, you know.
No, battle
he
wounds.
had, I mean, oh my God, he had like axe wounds on his face sometimes. I mean, some of the worst like cuts I've seen in MMA were on his face. You know, and if it, like one of the ones I remember the ref stopping it, and it was like that was the only way I think they were gonna stop him, was the ref going, okay, dude, literally your face is hanging off.
Yeah.
We got to go staple this back.
But, side note, we all want ham sandwiches now.
Yeah, right. Meanwhile, Diaz is like, just rip it off and let me get back out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, fuck you.
I'll wear a Family Opera mask. It's fine.
Yeah, it was an interesting watch, but yeah, I don't know which one I'm going to start next because there's like Dark Side of Comedy, Dark Side of the 90s, Dark Side of the 2000s, Dark Side of Reality TV, which that's probably one I'll watch toward the end.
Yeah, that one doesn't sound entertaining to me, I'll be honest.
No, not so much. Well, I guess it depends on what reality TV we're talking about here.
That's fair.
You know, there might be some that I'm interested, but probably not.
Hard to pass is what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was really funny in the, well, not funny at all, but in the War Machine one was, I was like, I'm like, this dude's name stands out in my head and I can't think of why. And then like Jenna Jameson is on the screen and I'm like, what the fuck does Jenna Jameson have to do with this? And then I was like, oh, that's right. He's the one that beat the fuck out of the porn star.
Yes.
Yeah. Then it all came back and I was like, oh, now I remember this piece of shit.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was vicious.
Yeah, it was no bueno.
Good God, kudos to her, man. She testified against him. She sat in that courtroom and testified after all that. I was like, wow, you know. You would have thought they could have been like, hey, can she testify like in another room, basically? Because
maybe she was like, fuck that guy, I want to be out there.
Oh yeah, she was. That was like that. The strength that showed, man. Like, geez. So yeah, because he nearly killed her. Honestly, at one point, it probably would have been more kind if he had just killed her. You know.
I mean, I'm sure she's like 5'1", and he's
she's not.
He's
big.
a UFC
he's not
fighter.
Necessarily, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, he just destroyed her. Yeah. So, and I mean, he like sexually assaulted her multiple times and just kept punching her. Like she said he was going through her phone, and anytime she saw that he saw that she liked like a guy's picture, he would punch her basically.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, and she's like, I don't even know how many times he punched me. I was like, Jesus,
what a psycho.
Oh my God, yeah, horrible. But anyway, yeah. But it was, and then of course they bring up like how UFC, of course, was very much like, oh, we don't condone this at all. And they were like, but here's a couple examples of other guys who were accused of blah, blah, blah that are still on the roster.
Yeah.
And they showed John Jones and Conor McGregor. And I was like,
here's Dana White suplexing his wife off the top rope.
Yeah. I was like, they didn't even mention that. Yeah. So, yeah, I was like, yep. It's kind of like the NFL, they pretend they have a no tolerance for certain things, but then other guys, it's like they've literally like murdered someone and they're still in the league. Like, okay, I guess murder, okay.
It's like, well, one guy's like, guys, murder, and the other guy's like, have you seen the jersey sales?
Yeah, basically.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Okay, yeah, you got a point there. I mean, let's give him another chance. I'm sure he won't kill another person.
I mean, if it is, let's be on the field. That's just good press.
Right, yeah, right.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him. The commissioner's like, guys, I got this. I'll give him a call. I'll set him straight. We'll be all right. Yeah, pieces of shit.
Pieces of shit.
Anyway, but I did start Common Side Effects. So I'm
finally.
Well, you've seen the whole season, right?
Unfortunately, dude, the other night I was like, man, I can't wait to watch Common Side Effects. Michelle's like,
not so much, buddy.
Like, babe, remember we watched the last one? I was like, fuck, all day at work I was thinking like, I can't wait to watch that show tonight.
Right. Okay, so spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched it, but I know I can speak freely to you.
Yes.
Which is, I got to the episode where he gets arrested at the very end.
Okay.
Right after they realize they can grow the mushrooms.
Right.
So that's where I'm at right now.
All right.
So
That's
I'm
good
about
stuff.
what, five or six in. So I'm about halfway-ish through the season. I think there's 10 episodes, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. It's really good though.
It's such a great show.
It's funny because it's not a comedy, but there's definitely some little tee-hee stuff in the episodes. And it is really weird, though, that every time Mike Judge talks, all I can hear is Hank Hill.
Yes.
But especially her boss. Her boss is very close to the Hank Hill voice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when we first started watching it, that was my first thought. I'm like, wait, shit. Is that Mike Judge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, because he's one of the
he's one of the producers
of it. Yeah. So him and the other guy that created King of the Hill with him, Greg Daniels, I think's his name. I think they're the ones that created King of the Hill, and they're the EPs on this. So yeah, good show though, like really
yeah,
good show. So
yeah, I celebrate the next season.
Yeah,
honestly,
it gets a next season.
I hope so.
Assume it will.
I hope so because I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, but it is good. The style choice of how they like the people with the big heads is weird.
Yes,
but also because it reminds me of The Watcher. Like if you look at their body shape and stuff, it very much reminds me of The Watcher from Marvel.
It's proportionally all wonky.
Yeah, this giant head with a weird sized body, but very good show though. Quite nice. I recommend.
Quite nice. Boom.
Yeah, that's basically all I've been watching because I started that the other night and I watched Dark Side of the Ring because one's coming out every week. The last one was on Vader, which was a pretty good episode.
I'm like, Darth
Vader. Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, you silly goose.
He was a destroyer in the Midwest.
Yeah, Big Van Vader was a destroyer in the Midwest, but not in the same way.
Yeah.
His body count much lower than Darth Vader.
Darth way higher.
Way higher. And he probably killed less younglings. So,
Probably.
Although, from the stuff they talk about in there, like, he was rough in the ring. Because he was told, like, from minute one, like, because of his size, they were like, really lay it in. So he was, in wrestling terms, it's called working stiff, which doesn't mean working with a hard on, which I'm glad I know now. But no, made my wrestling training very awkward.
It's super awkward.
Yeah. No, but it's where you basically are throwing real punches and like you don't like it's to where the stuff hurts the person, but it doesn't injure the person.
Right. Yeah.
That's or it's called working stiff or working snug, one or the other, which means that like it's going to look legit because you're actually hitting the person. Whereas a lot of times in pro wrestling, sorry for those who still think it's real, you're hitting them, but it looks like you're throwing a punch, but you're actually hitting with the side of your hand, or you alter things, or you pull back a little bit at the very end, so you don't legit kill people.
For sure.
But Vader, there was a guy he wrestled. This dude's talking about how they agreed to like it was supposed to be just a squash match. This little ass dude gonna come out, and Vader was what, like 6'3", 400 pounds. I mean, he's a big dude,
a big weird looking dude.
And super for anyone who's never seen the guy wrestle. I mean, this dude did cartwheels in the ring. He did a backflip off the top ropes. I mean, he was agile as fuck. But especially for his size.
Well, for sure, yeah.
But this poor little dude's got to, you go out and work with him. And he was like, "Are you good taking a power bomb?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, no problem." So he didn't just power bomb him. I mean, he literally like punches this dude in the face, kicks him while he's down, power bombs him, then or choke slams him, then power bombs him. And when he power bombed him, he basically threw him right on his neck.
How'd that work out for that guy? Is this Wheels we're talking about?
No, basically, dude, he was partially paralyzed for a while, and his wrestling career ended that day. And they said that Vader, felt horrible about it because his intent was never to actually, because you're doing it within the confines of it's pro wrestling.
Yeah. That's his coworker. He just paralyzed.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's the whole thing. That is literally a coworker. That's not.
They were having coffees earlier.
Yeah, that's not. Even though to us that's his enemy. It's like, no, that's a guy you're supposed to give a handshake to in the back and go, "Hey, great job."
Yeah, exactly.
Out there.
No shit.
Not oh shit. You're going into an ambulance.
Yeah, now he's steering shit with a straw.
Yeah, it's like fuck. So yeah, that guy had, he said Vader came and visited him in the hospital, and he's like, I just went off on
power bombing him.
yeah.
Job's not done. Job's not done.
When Stone Cold visited Vince McMahon in the hospital, hitting him with the bedpan and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you said, job's not done. Oh man, can you imagine how scary that would be though? Because seriously, this dude that he wrecked was probably, like 5'8", $150.
That's exactly what I was picturing. Was just
Vader's
this nonsense.
Like 3 times this guy's size, easy. Like it'd literally be like someone trying to fight King Kong or something. It was like, oh my god, can you imagine just standing in the ring with this guy and you're like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, right.
Because he's known for being snug. This isn't a guy who's like, okay, but it's like Andre was huge. But if Andre wanted to work with you, he took care of you, meaning he didn't kill you. Because Andre could kill you, or Brock Lesnar. Lesnar's so freakishly strong that he could probably rip your arms off if he wanted to. Well, but if he likes you, he's not going to do that to you. He's going to make it look
That's why you feed him
legit.
Crackers.
Yeah, right.
Like open palm. He gets a little bitey. You got to open palm.
Right. You give him a mackerel once in a while, he's all right.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you always have, it's very important, blueberry mini wheats in your pocket because he loves them.
There, you're right. You're right. They better not be any other flavor.
That's
though,
a high value treat.
Yeah.
Yes.
He'll go right into a rage if it's strawberry.
Yeah, strawberry. Heaven forbid you give him plain.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be the last thing you do.
It's the last thing you do.
But like I said, when you're in the ring with a guy that's freakishly strong like that, I mean, shit's gonna happen occasionally, But it's one of my favorite things with like Lesnar was there was a match with this guy named Braun Strowman, and Strowman's like 6'8", 350 of just muscle, like he's a monster of it, and Lesnar's no small man, he's a big guy, but he's looking up to Strowman,
Well, because he's his idol. Obviously, he's looking up to him.
Yeah,
he's his hero.
But in their match, they come out and Strowman's working a little fast, and he gets a little sloppy. And when he does, you can literally see Brock yell at him, and then Brock just fucking punches him, and you can see he staggers him. And it was like, oh yeah, dude, you got to remember, you're in there with a fucking legit monster on the other side too. Like Lesnar hurts people. That's
that
like,
sounds like blueberry.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But it was basically, it was the veteran sending the young buck a little like, hey, be careful because we both can really hurt each other. So from what I understand, back in the day, like Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody used to work like that too, where they both worked stiff and it looked like they were killing each other because they kind of were killing each other. So,
well, all's fun and whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, it was that was an interesting watch because I knew some of the stuff about Vader, but I didn't know he ended that guy's career. And again, it wasn't on purpose, but it was sloppy.
I mean, Order 66 happens. There's a lot of careers ended that day.
Well, he was a youngling, I guess, and that was one on Vader's record for sure. Like I said, Anakin's for sure ahead of him, but
You think Anakin was over like Order 66?
No, probably not.
Cuts down younglings.
Yeah, he just couldn't wait for Order 69.
Oh, Brian, why would you do that when I wasn't ready?
Well, you were talking about 66. You should have seen it coming.
God damn it. And then I have a pop-up window. Why is this open? There we go.
69 dudes.
Oh, man.
Wow, that was awkward. And
Vader takes his helmet off, and it's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, whoa.
60. I mean, and you got to understand,
dudes.
this is pre-John Wick, so no beard and, little different guy.
Is he Johnny Silverhand?
He's closer to that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Maybe that's the middle guy between John Wick and God, I can't remember which one he was now in Bill and Ted. He was Ted, right?
Yeah, Ted Theodore Logan and
Theodore
Bill
Logan, yeah, okay.
S. Preston Esquire.
Preston Esquire, yeah, okay.
I think maybe it was the other way around. I don't know. He was one of them. It don't matter.
All right,
he was there.
Here's what we're doing. Here's
Yeah.
what we're doing. How we recast movies. We're gonna go back, and anytime he's Anakin, he's Bill and Ted Anakin. Anytime he's Vader and the helmet comes off, he's John Wick.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Because I think it just works that way. Like he's going through, somebody killed his dog. Like we'll replace Padme with a dog or something, and then basically,
that makes Anakin's whole relationship really weird.
It's very weird. Yeah. Well, no, it's just
you live a sheltered life. You find love somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't
right.
Don't mock the boy.
We just look. It was.
He loves that dog.
Listen, it was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yes.
It's all right.
You know how much space peanut butter we have to buy in his household?
It was okay then. It was a different time.
We thought it was a Wookiee. We didn't know it was a dog.
Yeah, we didn't know it was a dog. Yeah.
My family they didn't really,
Actually, that's even better. We'll just turn Padme into a Wookiee. That way, that'll explain everything
Hell
away.
yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah. He was in love with a Wookiee. Somebody killed his Wookiee.
Somebody
and then
killed
he
his Wookiee.
becomes Vader.
Then
he becomes Vader.
Yep.
Yeah. See,
it's all coming together.
It's just John Wick. John Wick just stole from Star Wars is all that happened.
I knew it.
Because we all know Star Wars didn't steal from anyone before it.
No.
At all.
No.
Don't ever watch any Japanese movies from George
No.
Lucas's formative years.
I do like the idea of it being Order 69. And when Palpatine is like, execute Order 69, just Bill and Ted are there time traveling. They're like, 69. Well, I mean,
dude, execute them.
Oh, yeah,
right.
exactly.
Remember, put them in the Iron Maiden. Excellent. Execute them.
Bogus. See, that's what it could be. It'll be execute Order 69.
69, dudes.
Yeah.
Kill them all. Bogus.
But he does it. I mean, because, he has to.
Of course.
And that's where, as he's killing them, instead of his eyes turning colors, you just see the beard growing in.
Naturally.
Yeah. Like, oh, clearly he's evil now. He has facial hair.
Yes. Goatee. Quite evil.
Mm-hmm. That's what Star Trek taught me. Once a goatee, once again, clearly the evil one.
How did we get on this path?
I have no fucking clue.
All right, perfect. This is going to be a grand show.
Yeah.
What are we at?
All right, really quick.
What?
You told me last week you have a wrestling story.
Oh,
let's do the wrestling story.
I do.
So we don't forget.
I got to find my notes window.
Oh,
my screens are so small, Brian.
I know. Well, if only you had another monitor to use. It was bigger.
Yeah, I know, right? I miss getting sunburn from my monitor.
Yeah, right.
Oh, real quick before we get into this news story. Right. Salty Language, patreon.com/saltylanguage. We talked about, I don't remember what we talked about. It was a good time. But that was our pizza roll talk. Duh.
Pizza rolls, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about pizza rolls last week. It was amazing. Great times.
Yeah.
This week, Brian, I found a dump of old, bizarre ads from ye old times.
All right.
And there's some of them are so ridiculous. I'm like, this has to be our Patreon. So we will go through some old ads.
We do love talking about old dumps. That's for sure.
Yes. Anywho, so I saw this. Excuse me. Copy. Apparently in England, there's a wrestling church.
Okay.
Like that's how they preach the power of the Lord.
Is by
like big time wrestling.
So are all the gimmicks like religious based? Is there like Jesus and the apostles? Is that a stable?
I'm sending you the link.
Because if they're not
right
doing
now.
that, they're missing out. All right.
There you go.
Because man, are they missing out if they're not doing that?
I mean, it says England's wrestling church seeks converts with baptisms and body slams.
I like that.
Right?
Wow, those those ropes are really, those are like boxing ropes, man. Jeez.
Jeez,
some
you
loose
mean
ropes.
Jesus?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Oh, good. They got a slideshow of this. Perfect. After this fucking ad. No,
I was just curious if there was. I was just curious if they were telling like biblical stories.
Oh,
Let's see. Gareth Angel Thompson, founder of the Kingdom Wrestling Charity. Oh, it's a charity, huh? I don't like that.
I mean,
Wow.
he kind of looks like is this Demolition Priest? He kind of looks like Stone Cold.
He wishes.
Like, not even Dollar Tree Stone Cold. Dollar Tree's way too exquisite.
Right.
I don't know what other store. Oh my God, he needs to get bigger trunks.
Just because his balls are hanging out doesn't mean he needs bigger trunks.
I mean, I guess Jesus created balls.
Right.
So.
Cover your shame, dude. Wow, they really zoomed in on this dude, though.
I
mean,
know,
they could have cropped it so we don't have to see his underside.
I would love to see stained glass that was wrestling themed.
Yeah, that would be great.
That
I'm
would be
sure
amazing.
it exists. I'm sure someone has something where that exists.
So yeah,
all right. I was curious what the gear looked like for the women. I only see one woman, and she's, I figured they would be a little more concerned. I mean, she's not really showing anything off, but I still figured she would be more conservative. Oh, there we go. There's a couple of women. Oh, yeah, okay. It's not terrible. All right. It's not like lingerie looking.
How dare they? They don't have the
guys are honestly in more.
They don't have the wrestling church divas.
Yeah. Yeah. No bra and panty matches in the house of the Lord.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I'm gonna see you in 3 Sundays at the Shroud of Turin match or whatever that fucking thing is.
Yeah, probably. All right, now I kind of want to know: do they have a YouTube where I can watch matches?
You mean watch the Lord, Brian?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, the woman holding the belt's got. I mean, that's a pretty nice looking belt.
Well, it's all paid with church funds.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. You're right. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, the cool part about this is that
it's the Lord.
Well, yeah, but no, it's that people can feel that there's a I see a YouTube link right there, or a video link. Anyway, but it allows people that are like heavy faith based to kind of be that way openly, because you don't tend to see that as much in the bigger promotions. Like a lot of the guys will, like a lot of them will do the quick, sign of the cross before they get into the ring, because they're saying a quick prayer, like, please don't let me end up like that guy Vader wrestled,
Exactly.
kind of situation.
Dear Jesus, if you're up there,
yeah,
for the love
I know you are. I see
holy.
that foam finger.
Yeah, exactly. That's a cloud.
Yeah. Like, I know better. I can see where it says Austin 316 on it.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting though. That
yeah,
wrestling church.
I've not heard about that.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. I was also hoping they would show shots of the crowd, and they did. It looks like, I mean, they got a full house. So
well,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
everyone shows up for the Lord.
Yes, that's what they're showing up for. Oh my God, this
Obviously.
lady does have a foam finger right here. Oh, can I see what it says on it? I can't see. All right. Oh, it looks like they sell chips too, because some goober behind her is eating a bag of chips.
That's Body of Christ.
Oh my God. Probably is.
Exactly. The concessions are just wine and Jesus crackers.
Oh no.
Ice cold Jesus here.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna go over well at all.
Ice cold.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've had two, but
right.
Jesus math.
Yeah. Well, it's like I understand.
Gonna need our flight of them over here.
Yeah, right. I can understand where this would. I mean, because they're not wrong. Wrestling ultimately boils down to, typically there's a good guy and a bad guy, and like, or a good person and a bad person.
Oh, dude, I want to play the devil in that league.
Oh man,
they need to introduce a Satan character.
I mean, I hope they get booed out of the building, right? I mean, just for storyline purposes.
You can't
right?
go. Yeah, he couldn't come through the doorway. Oh, how good would that be?
Oh, that'd be great. He just has to stand outside and yell in.
Yep.
Like he's got a bullhorn, and he's just you know,
Like Jimmy the Heart,
screaming his
but
reggae.
a demon.
Yeah, yeah. Till someone runs over and just slams the door on him. You are not welcome here, Satan.
And he just like says, if Gareth Angel wants to take it outside, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm an angel too, remember? I'm Lucifer Morningstar.
That'd be amazing. We
Yep,
should
parking
start
lot
writing
brawl.
for church
I
wrestling.
think so. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Parking lot brawl between them because it can't take place in the church.
Oh, absolutely not.
I like this idea. Well, that's cool. If people can go have a good time watching some local wrestling. And also, I guess, spread the word.
I mean, yeah.
You know, I do wonder, like, do they do a service or anything before or after?
I bet you there's a moment of praying and all that jazz because
right.
wrestling church.
It would be appropriate. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I like this.
I know, right? I thought you might.
Yeah. Good way to try to draw people into church too, you know.
Oh,
with
absolutely.
blinding violence.
God damn right. Is there anything else? But blinding violence.
No.
Okay, good.
All right. So as I was scrolling down this thing here, I see this weird.
What?
I'm not even going to get into this thing. I just want to read this headline, which is a machine using ultrasound and AI can gauge the fattiness of a tuna fish.
So like.
All right. I'm opening the story.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Ask your question.
No, I'm just like, I'm wondering if it's so like, okay, this one's not ready yet, so they put it back in the ocean, or is it more like this one's fatty or not as fatty? We're buying that one.
Yeah, because obviously in tuna sales they want some fattiness. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Now that I'm pulled up, Fatty Tuna is just a great name for something.
That's my wrestling name. What are they doing?
Like I just looked up. I just Googled Fatty Tuna.
When I wrestled in Japan, I wore a tuna fish costume and wrestled. That was my gimmick.
Fucking Fatty Tuna. Anywho.
Yeah.
So yes, tell me all about this, Brian.
I'm still trying to see where this is necessary.
Oh, okay.
Because all right, so I've watched the TV show. I don't remember which station it is, where it's like people out tuna hunting.
Oh,
and
you know, God, yeah.
When they catch them and they take them in, you know, they do a cross like they do like a fillet, and then they also like jab this thing in there so they can judge the like inside of the fish. And the fattier it is, to an extent, of course, you know, the more the fish is worth, because that's what gives it. What is it? Fatty fish tastes good, feels better on your tongue, and is called toro, apparently. So, yeah, basically, it says that, what is it? Fish processing outfits are the likely buyers. The machines, who cares about that?
Yeah.
We can get one for 30 million yen. I don't know if we have that many yen or not in the Patreon funds, but
well, patreon.com/saltylanguage. You want to donate to the Fatty Tuna device?
That is $207,000 if we had dollars, but we put all our money in yen. So
absolutely.
Right. I don't know. I don't really see. I mean, again, it's like, I know a fattier fish is. Oh, here we go. It says it's safer, more sanitary, and efficient. So, I guess that's being able to grade the quality. So basically, they, without even opening the fish, they could just go over it. So what'll probably happen is you'll have people that will use this machine, go, these are the creme de la creme.
Yeah, these are the good guys. The rest of the shit's trash.
Yeah, we're shipping that off for sushi.
Yeah,
you know, kind of thing. Yeah, that's probably what's going on there. Okay, that from the way it reads, it's similar to that. Okay, I guess I'll have this link in the show notes if anyone wants to read it. I don't know. The headline just caught my eye because I was like, why do they need to? You know, why do we need to use AI to? But they said they can also, basically the technology was originated for looking at babies inside the womb, and they can also look at fatty, you know, see how fatty your liver is, basically, with the same.
You can see your baby.
Yeah,
ma'am, you need to start dieting immediately. Your baby's becoming a fatty.
Yeah. We prefer to call him thick.
Yeah.
You call him what he wants.
Yeah.
We also like to call him obese. Like,
Exactly.
let's sort this out.
Fatty
Damn, your child
baby.
should not be 50 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like your baby is Toro grade.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a bunch of people like standing around, like licking their lips and rubbing their hands.
Oh, a Toro baby.
Toro baby, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Go and get.
Toro baby.
Yeah.
Man, this sparkling ice that is coconut pineapple, it tastes like a vacation.
Does it?
It's so good.
I bet it doesn't feel like a vacation, though.
Oh, fuck no. It's cold down here. I got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
What if you drink it at work?
Nah, it's still be
Feel
bullshit.
like no. All right. Yeah. Yeah, of course it would. Oh, man. So, right before we recorded the other day,
Yes.
I actually, like, an artist that I follow had posted a picture of some works by an illustrator named Robert McGinnis. And he was a really, like, in the illustration world, he was really well known. Like, he worked for magazines like Saturday Evening Post, National Geographic, Good Housekeeping, McCall's, Reader's Digest, and Guideposts. He also did a bunch of the posters for the early Bond movies like Thunderball, Casino Royale, Diamonds Are Forever. He did a bunch of like pulp crime novels and stuff, like the covers for those. He did the poster work for Breakfast at Tiffany's, Arabesque, Barbarella. He even did work for the Avengers.
Oh, nice.
And I don't mean the TV show. I mean, like
the Sean Connery.
Yeah, not that one. Yeah, not that one.
Oh, the actual Avengers, the real Avengers.
Yeah. Right.
Huh.
Incredible artist. I love this dude's work. And I think he died at age 99. And they said that basically dude worked almost his whole life. Like almost worked until he died, basically, which is incredible. Because on another sad note, like Drew Struzan, who's someone we've talked about various times on the podcast, did a lot of Star Wars posters, Indiana Jones posters, all that stuff. He has like dementia or Alzheimer's. I can't remember which it is. And he basically is having a hard time even remembering. Yeah. He can't remember doing the work, which is sad.
It is sad. Yeah.
You know? And he can't work anymore at all. But anyway, McGinnis died on April 5th, which was 5 days ago, which was around the time we recorded, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw this artist post from this book, and I thought he had just got and I was like, oh, because they were like print size.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, is there a new like portfolio of prints of his? Because if so, I was interested. And he bought there's a book of McGinnis's work, and there was a limited edition that came with like 3 or 5 prints.
Oh, nice.
I was like, oh, that's really cool. But those were, they're crazy expensive, especially now because he's died.
Well,
how that works.
Yes, of course.
But there is a book of his art that can be bought on the cheap. It's like $27 or something like that for a book of his art. But I'll have a link in the show notes. There's a lot of examples of his work in this link. So,
I got some up for the YouTubers right now.
Okay, everybody's probably seen his art at some point or another, even if you didn't realize it. I mean, most of his work was done more years ago, but he's still, like I said, a very influential guy in the illustration world, as well as just an amazing artist.
See.
So, RIP to Robert McGinnis. But that's why that artist posted that, was because it was he had just seen that McGinnis had died. And I'm all like, where'd you get the book?
Well, I mean,
I didn't even realize it.
Yesterday we had tacos and I grilled them in my George Foreman grill. RIP, brother.
Oh, RIP. Yeah, we didn't talk about Foreman at all, I think.
Oh, the most influential kitchen grill in history or something.
Yeah, basically. And a hell of a boxer.
Yeah. Ham-fisted George Foreman.
Dude, seriously. Those are all the stories I've ever heard of him. Was he wasn't fast, but if he caught you, you were dead.
Yep.
It was like catching a Vader power bomb.
Exactly.
Except before a Vader power bomb.
Well, the third one in the hospital.
Yeah.
We were really not prepared for it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The one where they just cleared you to go home. You're walking, they got you in the wheelchair. Then you turn and he's like, "Hey, buddy," he puts his hand on your shoulder, and you're like, "Oh no, he's the one wheeling you out." And power bombed you through a car.
It's like, oh, I got a visitor in room 122, and you get down there, nurse is like, oh, he's sleeping right now. Not a problem. Power bomb.
Yeah. Trust me, I'll leave him the way I found him. In a coma.
Power bomb.
Yeah. Power bombs the nurse. Everybody on the way out.
Of course.
Oh, shit.
Well, we should.
All right, so
Ooh.
I got one last thing.
All right,
one last thing before we jump into that.
What you got? What you got?
I saw this on Twitter the other day, and it made me laugh so hard. Which was it was a post that said, if you ever want a good chuckle, look up bodybuilders in suits.
All right.
And like Google search bodybuilders in suits, and oh my God, just the pictures of some of these guys in suits, especially older ones. Like now, a lot of them get better. They have better
like cuts, yeah,
for guys that are very large. But some of these, oh my God, they just look ridiculous.
They look like Dick Tracy villains. They
do, because like the pants are super baggy at the bottom because they have such huge quads and thighs, and then they're right.
It's ridiculous.
It's for sure worth a look. Yeah, it's for sure worth a look. So everybody out there, just Google it yourself. I'm not gonna have a link for this, but Google it for yourself. It's just ridiculous.
Nah, this looks like the work of Shoulders McGillicuddy.
Right.
Let's track him down.
Oh my God.
This looks so stupid.
Yeah, that's why I said if you look at bodybuilders and even if you look up a dude named Bobby Lashley, which you might be familiar with, because Lashley's been around a long time in the wrestling world, but
yeah,
he's a very muscular, big guy. But when he puts a suit on, most of the time he looks really good. Like he's getting it fit correctly. Like he's got a good tailor. You got
definitely get the tailor.
Yeah,
like
these dudes look like they're buying off the rack. Yeah, they're buying off the rack at Men's Warehouse, and it's just.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google exactly what they look like. I'm not sharing. I'm gonna share my screen if you do, Brian, because I just want your reaction. All right. Okay. So hold on.
But you were 100% right when you said they look like Dick Tracy villains. They really look like something cartoony or out of a comic book.
Yes,
they don't
definitely.
Even look. It looks so weird. I think part of it too is we're used to seeing muscular guys in like gym gear.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
For me to share my screen with you?
Yeah.
All right. So you can. This is what they look like, if you ask me. Oh, fuck. There it is. And share.
Yeah, you're 100%
the
right.
The Goombas from the Super Mario movie.
Yep. They do look like that. They look like Goombas. You're right.
Yep. I'm just saying.
100%. Yep. Oh man.
Good times.
It's all right. That was it. I just had to make sure that that got shared with you because I knew you'd get a good kick out of that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Looks so stupid.
Well, like I said, I think a lot of it is also that we're used to seeing them in t-shirts and shorts or those kind of gym gear. Basically, we're not used to seeing them in anything that has sleeves or the only pants we ever see them in is like Zubaz.
Right, exactly. Of course.
Yeah.
It's always got to be the Zubaz, doesn't it?
Yes. Do you remember that show? Not Cops. What was it? Or maybe it was when we were a kid. There was a cartoon where they were. I think it was called. I don't think it was Cops. It was something else like that.
We definitely watched some sort of dopey ass cartoon that was cop related.
Right, and they were all the guys were shaped like this.
Yes.
Basically,
I want to say we may have even had some action figures.
I definitely had at least one. It was Cops. Okay, I was right. Yeah, Central Organization of Police Specialists. And I feel like the figures felt like this a little bit because the guys were. Oh God, I forgot the villains were called crooks. which was C.R.O.
Everything had to be an acronym back in the day.
Right.
Cops.
Oh,
They're like, how can we do Silverhawks, but for the police force? Cops.
Right. Right.
Like,
It's funny though.
They missed the mark. They could have made Thunder Cops.
Oh, they could have. That would have been great. Looking at the designs now, they don't like. I feel like when we were the figures were way more exaggerated than this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you had that dude in the trench coat, didn't you?
Oh fuck yeah, I did. Look how cool he is. Of course, I had that guy in a trench coat.
And I think the figure of him was really wide, if I'm not mistaken. So
they're trying to get that He-Man build.
Kind of, yeah, exactly, yeah.
So all right, let me lay this idea on you, Brian.
All right.
Thunder Cops. It's a spin-off of Thundercats, but it's about a precinct on Thundera.
All right, I'd watch that.
I'd watch Thunder Cops all day.
Watch Thunder Cops, yeah.
Yeah. Like picture like Brooklyn Nine-Nine style.
Yeah.
In the Thundercats universe.
Heck yeah, dude, that's the move for sure.
Absolutely. Thunder Cops.
That's weird. All right. I tried looking up like action figures and like of them, and it's just not really. Oh, there's the guy. That's the one I was looking for. Yeah, they're not as big as I remember, but yeah, this one here's the dude you had. His name was Bulletproof.
Hell yeah.
He had. You remember they had cap firing pistols?
That's right.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. Cause he had the briefcase that we used that had the when we used to shoot at the dudes inside the building.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, he had a briefcase that like handcuffed to his wrist for some reason. Apparently he always carried sensitive information. I don't
I guess. That's because he secretly robs banks.
That makes sense.
Yes, quite.
Wait a minute. Anyway, so I'm not entirely right. I was thinking I was, but I think like when you look at these guys,
this action figure's trench coat is a little short.
Yeah.
It looks like he's in a kimono like in a spa.
Well, what's funny is that the dude's a black dude and his pants are brown.
Oh God, the zoomed out picture. I might be racist. No.
Yeah. So, but when you first look at it, if you it almost looks like he is just wearing like a gi or something.
Yeah. Like when it's zoomed out, it legit just looks like he's in a fucking kimono.
Right, because if you look at this, it seriously looks like the color of his pants are very similar to the color of his face.
Yeah, they fucked up on that one.
If you didn't know any better, you'd swear he's just wearing like a kimono and he has his like ankles taped up for like a kickboxing fight or something,
Or for just a night of sturdy fucking.
Well,
because he's got the kimono on.
Safety first.
He's like, last time I blew out a tendy. That's not happening this time.
Dude, we've all been there. You blow an ankle trying to do some weird shit,
Trying to do some weird shit as is tradition.
Those swings aren't always steady,
Exactly.
You got to tape up.
I mean, are those 4-inch or 6-inch lag bolts? What are we talking here?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to make sure you tape up. Safety first. It bothers me he's not wearing his knee protections, but whatever. He does have his briefcase at the ready though, so he's all right.
Full of glass dildos.
Oh, full of them.
Just shot like it rattles when he walks around.
Oh my! All right, let's do a Q&A.
All right. Okay, last week we asked y'all what punishment is actually a gift to you. Inquiring minds would like to know. We only got one on Facebook. I'm so sad. And it's really just an alley-oop. It's Lady Cheeto going, I can't wait to hear Cheeto's response.
Oh.
All right, how about Instagram? What do we got over here?
Boy, I hope Cheeto sent an answer, and that'd be really embarrassing if she set him up like that and he just, like you go to throw an alley-oop, but the other guy never jumps.
Right, yeah, right.
He just watches the ball.
Yeah, just watches it. Oh, and then our buddy Oz says, marriage. I got daughters out of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Stop it. He loves his wife.
I know, exactly.
That silly goose.
He loves his whole sitch. That's all I got, dude. We only got 2
Really?
responses.
Man, maybe people were confused on this one. I don't know. Oh, I forgot. I have an Instagram answer. Hold on.
Cornfused? Or?
Pull up the Instagrammies. Come on now. Massages. Oh, this has nothing to do with the Q, the W, but I want to throw it in here. Real quick shout out to former enthusiast guest Jacob Givens, my longtime Twitter pal. Dude, his podcast got a feature in the LA Times.
Oh, nice.
And on like the front page of Yahoo.
Nice.
So, and for those who don't know, it's called Watershed Records. I'll have a link in the show notes to it if anyone wants to go listen. It's him talking about, generally he'll be like, hey, today I'm going to talk about Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness album. And then he talks about where he was in his life and how it affected him and all that. And he's just a genuine, really good dude. And also go back and check out the Enthusiast.
Yeah, that was a really fun episode.
It was forever ago, but but still go check it out. And couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So kudos to him. All right. So on Instagram, my friend Wolfie said, hanging out with me, meaning actually me.
Oh,
so I am the gift that keeps on giving. So
there you go.
Man, like how you gotta hit me like that?
I know,
That's
right?
Rude.
Why you gotta be so rude?
Nice.
You didn't know I had pipes.
Cheeto says, when the wifey is mad at me and won't talk to me. I'm kidding, of course.
Kidding. I know it.
Is he?
All right, blink 3 times in a row if you need rescuing.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah. Like, wait, was that 3 times or 4 times?
Yeah, like, I don't know. I lost count. I wasn't really paying attention. I'm sure it's fine.
2, 5.
3, sir.
3. So that's all I got. So all right. So that one didn't do as well as we hoped.
That's all right. Sometimes they don't blah 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 to the ocean and stuff.
Oh my God, I forgot I had something else I wanted to talk about.
Oh my God.
All right, we'll do it after the Q of the W.
Oh,
we'll do a little post for those who stick around.
I mean, what if we just do it on the Patreon for the?
Well, I guess we could.
For the true heroes.
All right, we'll do it on there then.
Sorry, y'all, you don't get to know.
All right.
Yeah. Excuse me.
So the question I have for this week.
Yes.
Which I saw, I don't even remember where, but I love. Oh, if somebody posted this apparently on their, I think it was from someone's Bumble account, and someone on Twitter posted, a cap of it.
Yes.
If you identified as a carnival food, what would you be and why?
Oh. Huh. This is a good one, Brian.
Yeah.
I would definitely have to identify as one of those big ass pork tenderloin sandwiches.
All right. Well, why?
Why? Because I mean, just think about it. It's a little greasy.
Okay, that's fair.
It's a little salty.
True. All right.
It's a fucking showstopper.
Okay.
Right.
Fair enough.
Right. It can feed a family. I don't know, because I like it.
I just like that you just kept going. It wasn't just like one or because it's a little greasy and salty. That would have been enough to meet the requirements, but you just hit, like, all right, well, let's see how far he goes here.
No, I love those things, man. They're so good.
Yeah.
But there's so much good carnival food.
I'm going to go with one of those like deep fried like turkey legs
Ooh,
that they have.
Yeah.
And not just at Ren fairs. I've seen them at carnivals too. But it's like, because I'm,
Dude, carnies love meat on the bone.
Right. I mean, I'm thick, I'm juicy, and everybody loves me. I mean,
it's perfect.
What more do you need, right?
Perfect. Buttery, Brian. It's buttery, remember?
Buttery. You're right. Thick, juicy, and buttery.
Hell yeah.
Everybody loves me. Yeah.
That kind of rhymes. It should be almost like a lyric.
It should. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm thick. I'm buttery.
Oh, dude. It's Fat Tuna's theme song.
Yeah.
Or Fatty Tuna's theme song.
Oh, my God. What was that called? Toro?
Toro.
They said was,
yeah.
All right. So that's the real name is Toro. Because that's the wrestling name is Toro. You come out dressed like a tuna.
Yeah, of course. As is
Obviously,
tradition.
You lose some of that because you need to be able to. Well, I guess you could wrestle in. Oh, I forgot what it's called in Chicago at C2E2, they always have, it's like kaiju wrestling, basically. Like everyone's dressed like a monster.
Oh, that's amazing.
There's a whole like movement of that. I think there's a wrestling league.
Dude, if they come around,
we should have went. I totally didn't think about it when we were in Chicago, because I'll bet they were at C2E2.
Yeah, but I'm talking about now. If they come around.
No, I know. I'm just saying that, you know, we easily could have, because not like we, you know, couldn't have figured out how to go take care of that.
Oh, I need to see some kaiju wrestling.
Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can. Wrestling. I can't remember the name of it. Well, there's Kaiju Big Battle, but I don't think that's the one that's usually in Chicago. But anyway, yeah, there's usually, like I said, there's they every year they used to do it at Wizard World, then I think they moved into Chicago, because Kaiju Big Battle is based in New York. And I feel like they were local to Chicago, but maybe not. Maybe they just performed there because C2E2 is so huge. That's where all
the fucking nerds were.
Right. So yeah, it's a whole thing, I'm sure. So I'll link their website if anybody wants to go have a look at that. It says Live Monster Wrestling.
Man, I wish we still had No Mercy, because Fatty Tuna would exist.
Oh my God, you're not wrong.
I mean, to be fair, I can make a great sword out of a frozen spearfish.
I mean, it's not.
And it's just a giant fish, and then if I could find some sort of fish type armor,
that would be pretty. Oh, there it is. I think I found it. Shikara. That's what it's called, I think.
Because Chicago, Shikaro, Shakira.
Oh no, never mind. Never mind. I don't think that's it. I think I'm not right about that.
We're not right about a lot of stuff, Brian.
I'll figure it out. What are you talking about? I believe I have a microphone.
Microphone, internet. Damn it, you're right.
Pretty sure I'm 100% accurate here.
You right.
Yeah, I still feel like Shikara is a little bit of a more story based kind of weird wrestling. I don't think it's.
I mean, it's all kind of weird. Let's be real.
No. I mean, like their stuff is more like, you know, Dragon Ball Z guys, like pro wrestling, that kind of thing. It's very different, if I remember correctly. But yeah. So bright.
My future's so bright.
Yeah, but anywho.
So yeah,
we'll move on from that. But
fucking what carny sandwich makes you feel like a spirit demon or something?
Yeah, what carnival food makes you feel like a woman?
Yeah. I don't know where my, I really got
your Shania Twain sound drop.
Well, no, I need to put pictures on these giant buttons because it doesn't show the whole title of the sound.
Okay.
So when I'm looking for this,
show me what you got.
I could just have the dude's face, and I would know that's you know what I'm saying. It's like when I go to a restaurant, they give me a menu of the pictures,
right?
And I just point and grunt.
Yeah, that is how you order. You're not wrong. Yeah, all right. That's fair. All right. Well, I guess with that, head over to saltylanguage.com. Check out the links there.
Please.
Head over to tangentboundnetwork.com and check out the shows there, as well as, or if you need a home for your podcast, then come join us over there. And if they talk to Mark, what do you got for Mark this week?
Oh, we're going to go to Wrestle Church and fucking make out.
Oh, wow. That's probably not going to go over well.
Well, he shouldn't have dressed up as Mary. I'm Joseph. What are we going to do?
Well, not have sex.
Exactly. Then I'm like, that's not even my baby.
Yeah. And then it's on intergender match.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Sense.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we're in the center, the squared circle.
Yep.
Yep. And I'm beating up a pregnant dude.
Yeah.
Because I got carpenter strength. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, does she have God in her corner?
I mean, you think you would be there, being the baby daddy and all?
Oh, come on, he's not absent.
No,
is he?
He's a bad dad.
Oh, jeez. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
That's for another episode.
That's for a whole other episode.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Oh man. All right. Well, if you want to reach out to us on the social media, how the fuck do we come up with this dumb shit? All right. If you want to reach out to us on socials, you can find the show on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at a variety of social medias at Stu Nami.
I'm on Instagram at The Monotony, Salty Language Pod on YouTube's, obviously. Patreon.com/saltylanguage, where we do stuff every week. Normally, sometimes we do miss a week. $3 a month. You can check it out, and you get a free week. So check it out anyway. If you don't like it, then just cancel.
And cry.
And cry. And
we'll
Brian, I have been considering going back on TikTok because I kind of miss it.
What?
I know.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so I might be plugging that again. We'll find that out.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't delete the
I didn't.
account.
Yeah, no, I just deleted the app.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
Yes. But yes, Brian, you also have another app.
What? I do?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I have another podcast called The Crazy Life, where it's me and our pal Heno talking about like what's happened to us in our lives and just trying to be better people and such, as well as mental health stuff. And Heno talks about recovery and different stuff in there as well. We talked a little bit on the last one about just things in our life, but then we also talked about things to stop doing when you're drained. Like when you've got no energy and everything. So and there's some good talk and such in there, some good points. So please go give that a listen, and I'd appreciate it.
Nice.
So with all that, I guess until next time, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Yeah, stay silky smooth like cream soup through your nose.
Yeah. Ugh. Gross.
Yeah, kind of.